What's good, everybody? It's your boy Showtime. Y'all already know what time it is. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all tune into the live stream. Y'all tune in to all the videos. Hit the like button. So, y'all, we got to chop it up, man. We got to chop it up. And I just want to say this is Showtime on point for a reason, man. When I know stuff, I know. If I don't know something, I will. I have no problem letting you know I'm not sure on it. I don't know about I don't know if it's possible, right? But this one right here, I knew better. So Shams pretty much just dropped the truth bomb and revealed these league executives thinks, and they pretty much confirmed, I can say confirmed, that James Harden and Kawhi Leonard has trade value. Now I try to tell people this, you know, everybody likes to people so small minded, they don't really think that deep. They don't think outside the box. Their brain don't work like that for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know. It's just maybe it's just a few. God made on a few of us to really. Maybe God just made a few of us like this, man. We just think outside the box and really look at shit from a whole different perspective. I knew better, and then based on the conversations that I be having, me personally, I can't speak for nobody else. I know for a fact, Kawhi Leonard and James Harden do have trade value because those guys are still playing good basketball. It's just the Clippers are 6-18. Now, I don't think the Clippers can get a first round draft pick for Kawhi Leonard though. I do think they're tradable, but you're not going to get a home run trade package for Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. And I think could get a first round pick for James Harden because he's more reliable. I mean, that's just me being realistic. Now, I'm gonna put it on the screen. If you go on ESPN.com, you can see it on the article, and also it's right here. It's all over social media. The recent surge in the high-level performance from James Harden, Kawhi Leonard has led league executives to characterize their contracts as tradable and assets that will allow the Clippers to retool for the future. Now, I've been telling y'all that. But people are so retarded, they'll sit here and think folks on YouTube is the end, they word is the end all be all. When clearly they don't really know anything about the business of basketball. They don't know how shit works. Bro, the Clippers could have traded Kawhi Leonard 2 years ago. Literally. That's what people don't know. See, people don't know this. They could have traded Kawhi a year ago, 2 years ago, when Portland was trying to get Kawhi and Paul George for their number 2 pick. The Golden State Warriors wanted Kawhi Leonard Paul George. There are other teams that wanted Kawhi Leonard Paul George. I know this. You know, people going out for availability. See, y'all not looking at it the right way. Some of these teams believe they're one piece away, a Kawhi Leonard or James Harden away from making a deep playoff run, especially those teams in the Eastern Conference. So you're not really looking at it the right way. Those contracts those are tradable contracts. That $50 million for Kawhi Leonard, he only got 2 years on it. That's a tradable. That's really a tradable contract. Especially if there's a contract, a long-term contract, you want to get rid of or a player you don't want anymore, you will swap that out for Kawhi. Like I was saying last night, you saw the Raptors did it with DeMar DeRozan when Kawhi Leonard wasn't. See, people forget all about that. Kawhi wasn't even healthy. The Toronto Raptors traded DeMar DeRozan for hurt Kawhi Leonard. People forget all about that. That's how Kawhi got to the Raptors. They didn't want DeMar DeRozan anymore, so they traded DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard. They took a swing on him, and how it worked out for him. So you just gotta be real. You gotta really look at it. Look at the big picture. Look at the whole. Everything's involved. You feel what I'm saying? You can't just think about one particular thing. Injuries. Anthony Davis' name has been mentioned in trade discussions right now. How many games Anthony Davis played this year? Exactly. But yeah, he's about to get traded. He's about to get traded. Teams in the East, I'm telling y'all, some of these teams in the East, these younger teams, and I always mention the Pistons because the Pistons are looking for that one piece. The Pistons are looking for that piece. That's why you're hearing they're interested in Anthony Davis. They want that piece. They know, okay, we got a foundation, we got a cornerstone, but we want a veteran, a guy that has experience, a star level player. We add them to the team, we could potentially get to the finals. They're one piece away. People don't understand, like, you're not guaranteed to get to the finals. It's hard. It's hard to win championships. It's hard to win in this league. But if you got everything, like young players, you got a bunch of young legs out there on the floor, and you just missing that one piece, $50 million, yeah, we'll take Tobias Harris, who we really don't want. We'll package him in another piece and go get that one piece. The Houston Rockets just did it with KD. They traded their future for an older KD because they know we need a veteran piece like Kevin Durant. He's not the same Kevin Durant he was 6 years ago, but he's still KD. So you gotta keep that in mind. So I mean, that's very realistic, bro. That's very realistic. Nah, that's the article. Matter of fact, did I say I got the article. Going to show. I got the article. He just posted on his Twitter, but I got the article though. All you gotta do is look at the article. You go on his Twitter and pull up the article. It's right there in the article, huh? That's right there in the article. That's Shams. I looked at it. Shams said that. Nobody else said it. Shams said it. But I know this though. I mean, it's common sense. This is common sense though. Only small-minded people thinks the Clippers can't get absolutely nothing for him. They can. They can get something. It might not be multiple draft picks. You're not going to get a home run. You're not. But for those guys with the contract, they got 2-year deals. Yeah. When those young teams, they'll gamble. They'll roll the dice on them. You know how many players are not happy in their current situation right now? You know how many teams around the league, there are certain players on their team they don't want to pay. There are certain players they're trying to get off of. See, y'all got to think about all that. Y'all got to really think about all of that. You don't just think about, oh, Kawhi Leonard's hurt. He has no trade value. See, that's stupid. Y'all sound stupid. Anthony Davis got traded and about to get traded again. He got some trade value. Again, that's why some people are not in position. They're not in the position to make business decisions because they have no idea how the shit works. This guy doesn't have trade value. This. You know who don't have trade value? Zion. Zion's on a long-term contract. Who can't stay healthy. Who has a reputation for not being disciplined on and off the court. He's on a bad contract. John Morant, that's a bad contract. Those are bad contracts. Those long-term deals. These guys, and then you got players like LaMelo, right, who wants to get paid a whole lot of money. Franchise. I'm talking about franchise cornerstone money, but it's nowhere near that kind of player. Those are bad contracts. Those are players you question if you want to invest into. But if you already got a cornerstone, like a Cade Cunningham, for example, a Shagun, for example, you can go out there and say, you know what, I got one or two players, I can roll the dice on an older guy who's still playing good basketball. It's common sense. Use your brain. Use your brain. Really think about what you're saying. This Kevin Durant shit out. Like, we knew that was possible. And you still had some people say, "Oh, the Rockets ain't gonna trade for KD." Yes, they is. And the Spurs are trying to trade for him too. Yeah, they're gonna be. Y'all gonna see, and gonna get traded. Klay Thompson, he may be moved. Kyrie Irving coming back from an ACL tear. If Dallas make him available, they're gonna be a team that want Kyrie Irving. That's gonna be a team that want Kyrie Irving. See, they're not gonna invest into these guys. They're not gonna bring them to the team to be the number one. So y'all gotta keep this in mind. They're not gonna look at these guys as number ones. They're looking at these guys that's gonna help the guy that helped the guy. We already got a cornerstone. I just need that I need another guy up in here that got experience. It's common sense. This is gonna be the new wave now in the league. You're gonna see a lot of these young teams build like they're gonna build up build a roster up with a bunch of young dogs and go out there and get one of these older guys. That's the new wave now. How Houston doing it. OKC ain't got to do it in that kind of way because they already got two stars and a bubbling. They pretty much got three guys that potentially be all-star. You know, Shea is Shea. Jay was the first. He made the all-star team. So they have to do that. But help them, they got Caruso, so they don't have to make a move like that. But teams like Detroit, a team like Chicago, they need one of these vets. They need one of these aging veterans. Truth be told, they need it. The Clippers are not going to get multiple first-round picks. This is what the Clippers need to get aspiring contracts and try to get some young cheap talent for Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. You can see if you can get draft picks. I highly doubt they get a first-round draft pick for Kawhi Leonard. James Harden is. I think that's possible. That may be possible. They can get a future first-round draft pick for both. It may be possible. I'm just not going to put my faith. I had to bet my money. They're not getting a first-round pick for Kawhi. They may get a future one. I can see that. That's possible. Same thing with Harden. A future first-round pick. That could be possible. The last couple of times James Harden been traded, those teams gave up first-round picks for James Harden. So we're going to see, y'all. We're going to see. I'm going to keep y'all updated on that. Shout out to y'all that's tuning in like always. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I'm about to go handle some business. I'm going to be right back probably about a couple hours, y'all. We got other things to talk about. I'm out of here.